but it's a really good product. I would just highly recommend it. I don't use any other Dewy Mist skin mist besides this because this is just really good, so you guys should check this out. Okay, can you start all over, please? This thing. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about my 2015 favorites, and I have quite a bit of stuff here to talk about. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to try my best to separate everything into different categories. So if you're looking for a certain product, you don't have to watch the whole video through. And plus everything's going to be in order in the description bar down below, so that way you can just kind of directly know which products I'm going to be talking about, like first, like prep and prime and foundation, all that stuff. So yeah, let's get started. So I have 3 things that I want to talk about for prep and priming the face. I have the Nivea Men Post Shave Balm. I have the Blissful Body Miracle Beauty Oil and Serum, and the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. So I'm going to talk about each very briefly. This is a very good primer. Let me show you what it looks like real quick. It looks like this. It has 3.3 fluid ounces. It's very good for priming and moisturizing the face because it has a very milky, thick consistency. So if you have dry skin, it will moisturize, and the finish is tacky, so it will hold up your makeup really well. And you can find this pretty much everywhere, and it's very cheap. So I highly recommend this to a lot of people. It will last you a very long time just because it does have a huge amount of product in here. And then as far as the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist, I really love this stuff. It's really hydrating to the face. It has a lot of moisture to it, and it makes you look extra dewy. So if you're someone who likes that, this will be the product for you. It looks like this, by the way. It has beautiful packaging. It has like this nice glass bottle with like an ombre kind of effect. The only thing is that you don't want to overdo it with this, just because one or like a couple sprays around your face will really do the trick. You can use this underneath your foundation, over your foundation, even by itself, because it gives you this nice, healthy, glowing look. I highly recommend this, but it is expensive, so if you want to make the investment, you might want to see if you can get a free sample first to see if you like it. But I think a lot of people will like this just because a lot of the times people need that extra hydration, or they want that extra like help of like bringing out dewiness to their foundations or to their face. So I highly recommend this. It's really good. But yeah, like I said, it's really expensive, so just keep that in mind if you're going to make the investment. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is the Blissful Body Miracle Beauty Oil and Serum. It looks like this. This is 100% natural, and it's very good. You can use it for multiple things. It says use it alone as a serum and moisturizer. Rub it through your hair or massage it into your cuticles. I've used it pretty much all of the above except for my hands, just because I don't like the feel of oil in my hands. But it's really good. It's like one of the best beauty oils, or if not the best beauty oil that I've ever used. And I like to mainly mix it in with my foundation just because I do have dry skin, so it gives me that extra like glow and hydration. And the only thing that I have to mention real quick is that it says here, organic ingredients, allergy warning, contains oils derived from nuts. So if you're allergic to nuts, I wouldn't recommend this. You could try a sample size on their website just in case you do have like an allergy or something and you don't want to make the investment, because this is a very expensive product as well. But it's very good, and a portion of all profits go to ministries that help women and children in need. So not only are you getting a very good product, you're also helping charities that support women and children in need. So it's a very like 2-for-1 type of thing. So I highly suggest this to a lot of people. Check out the sample size first and then invest in this, because I really do recommend this. The next thing that I want to talk about is powders, and I have 3 here as well. So I have the RCMA No Color Powder, the Becca Champagne Pop Jaclyn Hill collaboration, the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. So the first one that I want to talk about is the RCMA No Color Powder. This is a very good powder, especially a very good alternative to the Laura Mercier, just because it is expensive. I was looking for one that could basically be just as good as the Laura Mercier, because I don't use that much powder, and this was a very good alternative. It doesn't dry out your skin. It's very good at setting your face. It's very mattifying, and it's true to what it claims, no color powder. There is absolutely no color to this. Like most translucent powders have a like kind of pigmentation in it, and especially you'll see it when you take photography or take pictures, and you can probably even sometimes see it when you just apply it and it starts to like change color or show color with your foundation. This doesn't do that, even though it is white, and it has 3 ounces in it, so it's a lot of product for something that is very, very cheap. And it's just a really, really good powder. I highly recommend it, especially for someone who's on a budget or looking for a powder for their kit. It's just a very, very good powder. And yeah, so pretty much you can check it out at Namie's or Beautylish. Those are the only stores that I've heard of selling this. But that's all I have to say about this. And then next thing I want to talk about is the highlight. And let me take out the little paper. So it looks, oh my god, I just got my nail in it. It looks like this, and it's really, really pretty. It's like this rose gold champagne color, like obviously what the name says, champagne pop. I really like this because compared to a lot of highlights on the market, I have like a problem finding highlights just because they're like really dark or like really, really gold, that it doesn't look flattering on my light complexion. So I like golds that are mixed with something, or something that is really light for highlighting, just because I feel like it looks better on my skin. And I really, really like this because the color is just perfect, and it's a very good pigmented product. I mean, all Becca Cosmetic highlighters have been very good with pigmentation. And the only thing about this that I would have to give it a thumbs down for is that it is limited edition. So if you guys like highlighters like this, then I suggest you get this as soon as possible before it goes out of stock. If you guys know any dupes or any like similar colored highlights, please let me know, because I love highlights like this. This is probably like my favorite color to wear for highlights, or even lighter. So yeah, I would suggest to check this out before this goes out of stock. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it looks good on everybody. Okay, so the last powder that I want to talk about is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. And before I actually show the product, I just want to mention real quick that Too Faced does really, really pretty packaging. It's probably one of my favorites packaging for makeup brand. It has like this girly, fancy vibe to it. It's just really gorgeous, and I love every single one of their products and their packaging. It's just, they do an absolute like good job on that stuff. And so this is basically what the bronzer looks like. It's like this medium ashy brown with a little bit of orange. I really like bronzers like this just because they are very flattering for pretty much everyday wear or dramatic looks, because I don't really like how a lot of bronzers tend to lean on the reddish oranges like shades. It makes you look too much like you got sunburn or something. It's not very flattering, so that's why I really like neutral browns and stuff, but it's very hard to find that for for bronzers. And this is just a really gorgeous shade. Like, I really, really like this for that, because it's like the medium from their other bronzers. They have a light and dark one, and it's very, very pigmented. You only need like one tap of a brush and you have like full-on pigmentation, and it smells really, really good. It smells exactly like chocolate. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this. If you guys know any dupes of this too, please let me know. That was disgusting. Okay. Please let me know, because I really would like to check that out, just because this is an expensive bronzer, and this is the only one that I've ever actually liked and only own in my collection. So yeah, I would just check this out and look at the other ones, the darker or lighter one, and see which one fits best for you. And now we're going to talk about foundations, and I'm going to just really quick give a shout out to my favorite foundation that I've ever owned so far, because I do have a couple that I want to try coming up. But this is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I am in the shade Golden, and like I said, Too Faced has really, really gorgeous packaging. They always make it look really pretty. And the bottle looks like this. It's really, really pretty, and it comes with a pump, so that's one like pro to them. The other pros and why I really like this is the formula is really, really gorgeous. It makes it look like your skin. It's very hydrating, especially for someone who has dry skin like me, and it's just amazing. The shade ranges for this are really gorgeous. They don't feel like they run like certain kind of skin tone. Like, it's not too yellow, not too pink, not too orange, not too red, you know what I mean? Like, it's a very, very good foundation for many things. It has good skin ranges, very not full coverage. I mean, it could be a full coverage depending on how you use it, but it's a very good foundation, very moisturizing for me, and it's just my favorite for many reasons. And I just absolutely love this foundation, and I would always purchase this just because it's like my backup foundation out of all things that I've tried. But yeah, you guys should check this out. It's only 39 bucks. That's the kind of negative but positive thing, because it's not as expensive as most foundations, but it's a really nice foundation. It has like really good I don't know, I guess claims on here that are true, but it's just an amazing foundation, really gorgeous. So the other two that I want to mention real quick is the L'Oreal Pro Matte, the Infallible Pro Matte, and the Celebration Foundation from IT Cosmetics. I am in the color 106 Sun Beige in this, and then this I am in tan. I really like this because since it's a drugstore foundation, if you are someone who doesn't constantly wear makeup on an everyday basis, or if you do wear makeup on an everyday basis but you don't want to wear your more like higher end foundations, if you do own higher end foundations, you should get this product because this is a really good product. It's very cheap, and it has a very like good set of claims here that I 100% agree with, except for the wear. I wouldn't know if it lasts 24 hours because I don't wear makeup for 24 hours. I don't know who does, but it does have air-light texture. Coverage is medium to full, at least for me in my opinion, and it dries more matte than demi-matte on me just because I have dry skin. But it's a very good foundation. The only thing that I have to say is that it doesn't have that many shades, so if you're looking for a shade in this foundation and it's kind of impossible, you might have to mix shades or it's just not for you. But other than that, it's a really good foundation, and you don't even have to set this because it dries very matte. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this. And then as far as the Celebration Foundation, this is a really good foundation for someone who has mature skin, sensitive skin, acne prone skin. It's really good. A lot of IT Cosmetics stuff are just too light, but honestly I would kind of check them out or see if you could find something that might be in your skin tone or skin range, just because they have really good ingredients in every single one of their products. And this is a really good product for someone who's just beginning in makeup because it is powder, so it's a lot easier to work up like with powder and then work your way up with like liquids and creams and stuff like that. So I really like this, and it's a really easy product to work with. So if you're someone who wears makeup on an everyday basis and you have to be out the door in 5 minutes, I highly recommend this. It's very good. But yeah, the shade range for like most of their cosmetics, it's just not good, so you might have a hard time finding it, or you might just have to mix stuff. So yeah, definitely check this out if you are able to find something in your shade. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is concealers. So I have 3 here with me. I have the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer, the Naked Skin by Urban Decay, and the LA Girl Pro Conceal. So I'm going to talk about this one real quick. This claims to be full coverage waterproof concealer. I agree 100% with that. It's a very good concealer, and I'm in the color tan, by the way, and it looks like this. So I really like this concealer. It's very good. It's full coverage, like extreme full coverage. You put this anywhere on your face, it's going to cover that up, and you don't even have to color correct. It's really good. The only thing that I have to say about this is that I don't think it is for the under eye. I don't recommend it because it's very thick. It has like a gel kind of serum-y texture, so it's not gonna like settle well underneath your eyes, especially if you're prone to creasing. It's just not good for that. I recommend it for anything else though. Anything else that you have to cover on your face, you will love this stuff because it covers it like that. It's just a really good concealer, and it has really good ingredients because it is by IT Cosmetics. So yeah, I would highly recommend this if you're someone who needs like a full coverage concealer, and this is very cheap, one of the cheapest full coverage concealers that I've ever seen. So check this out. And then the next one that I'm going to talk about is the Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. This by far is my absolute favorite concealer that I've ever tried. It's very good, and it's in the color medium light neutral, and it looks like this. It's just pretty much like any other concealer looks like. It has a paddle brushed kind of applicator, but anyways, The formula on this is really, really amazing. It's very hydrating, very creamy, and very, very good coverage. I use it mainly underneath my eyes just because I feel like the formula is meant for that. It's very creamy and hydrating, and that's why I really like it, because it's not like a product where you have to rush to work it in. It's like something that you can take your time to blend out and you won't have to worry about it creasing right away. My Holy Grail concealer for a while now. It's just like, I don't know, it's just a really amazing product for highlighting, for concealing. It's just really, really good, especially for the under eye. And I don't have any negatives about this except for the price. It is kind of pricey, but that's pretty much it. And it's just a really amazing product. It's definitely one of the top 10 products that if I had to pick out of all these things for 2015, this is one of them. So highly, highly recommend this. Check this out. The last concealer that I want to talk about is the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I am in the color Natural. So it looks like this. The applicator is like this little brush tip, and I know a lot of people might have a problem with that, but honestly, the pros about this product will make you look past that. It's very creamy. It has really good coverage. I wouldn't say full coverage unless you build it up, but it's very creamy and like really good coverage. It's hydrating as well, and it's very, very cheap. It's a really good concealer to have if you're someone who is a makeup artist or you're just on a budget. I highly recommend this also because they have plenty of shades. They have shades for highlighting, contouring, your regular shade that you would use for just concealing on your face, and also for color correcting. It's just a really, really good concealer, and I highly recommend this. I don't normally use this underneath my eye just because I prefer my Urban Decay one, but it works for that too, just in case you were wondering. But it's a really good concealer, and I highly recommend this to a lot of people. So yeah, just check this out. And the next thing that I want to talk about is palettes. Now real quick, one of the palettes that I'm going to mention you cannot buy because it's a custom palette and I made it myself. However, if you are interested, I will be leaving all the shades that I own in this custom palette down below. So if you are curious to see what palettes I'm going to be talking about, or the ones that I'm talking about and the eyeshadows in it, it will be linked down below. So yeah, let's get started. And the first palette that I want to talk about is my absolute favorite of 2015 out of the palettes that I will be talking about. And it is the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. And it looks like this. My favorite shade is this like banana yellow neutral color in the middle. I really, really pretty much have so many pros for this that I don't even like. The only negative is that it is a bit pricey, but I really like this because it's very, very, like, as weird as it sounds, the powders are very hydrating. They're very good at like blending. Like, they're so soft and easy to blend, and probably the best powder contour and highlight palette that ever came out last year. And I love the fact that they have like a neutral, a light, and a dark kind of like section in the whole palette. So if you want to go for a darker I guess highlight or a darker contour or something, you are able to do that. And each of the powders are very, very good. Like, not one is drying or not one is not able to be like blendable or as blendable as another. It's just a very consistent palette, very good palette. I highly recommend this. The only thing that it is pricey, and the other thing is that you cannot refill the pans. So if you like, you know, I guess use up a powder in here or something like that, you can't refill. I don't know if she's gonna come out with something like that, but I hope so, because it's gonna suck if you have to, like, every time you use like a favorite powder in here, you're gonna have to go buy the whole thing over again. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this. 100% my like top favorite of 2015 is this palette right here. It's really, really good. So the next palette that I want to talk about is one that everybody has heard of, everybody wants, and it keeps going out of stock all the time. I'm pretty sure you already know when I said out of stock which palette I'm talking about. And it is the Morphe 350 or 350, however you want to say it. And it looks like this. It's this nice neutral warm brown like palette. It's really, really gorgeous. Morphe always has really nice brushes and palettes, and this is definitely one of them. When they came out with this, a lot of people went crazy, and for the right reasons. It's highly pigmented, very, very creamy with the shadows. They have a very good kind of mixture of shadows in here. and it's just a really cheap palette, and it's just one of the best palettes that they came out with, just because a lot of people do like these colors. Pretty much that's the only thing I have to say about this. I don't think I have anything negative about this product, you guys, because it's very, very good in the shades, and just the kind of mixtures of shimmers and mattes is just really, really good, and it works for pretty much anybody. I just really love this, and I love Morphe products. Like, all their products are just absolutely amazing. Probably the only annoying, like, negative thing about this too is that it is always out of stock, but if you do get a chance to get it, you should get it, because it's really, really good. I highly recommend it to a lot of people. It's just really pretty, very pigmented, and very affordable. So the last palette that I'm talking about, the one that is custom, is this one right here. This is my first Z palette that I ever owned, and all of these shadows in here are Makeup Geek shadows, and it looks like this. My two favorites are right here, the two shimmery ones. Those are I use mainly when I'm like doing everyday looks, or pretty much all the time if I'm wearing makeup. I really, really love this because you can customize like your own kind of colors, and you can also get whatever, like, I guess whatever you want to put in a Z palette, and just have like space saved. But my main thing that I really love about this is that I love the Makeup Geek shadows. That's probably the main point that I want to talk about here, is that their shadows are really, really good. They're very pigmented, very smooth, very affordable. I have nothing negative to say about them at all. I just absolutely love them, and I'm really glad that I made my first purchase with them last year. I don't regret it at all, and I think you guys should check them out, just because they have a huge variety of shadows from different finishes, from different colors, and just anything that will suit you, you will most likely find on their website. It's just a really good palette, really high quality for the palette and the shadows as well. So that's all I have to say about this. The last things that I have to talk about is like kind of like miscellaneous things, or things that you could use for applying your makeup or cleaning like your supplies, or just things for skin. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the Dr. Bronner's Pure Castile soap in the scent lavender. They have a variety of different scents, so if you don't like lavender, you don't have to get this one. But real quick, this is a really, really good soap because it cleans your brushes very, very excuse me, I keep burping, very well. It cleans out any dirt and gunk that you might have in there very fast. So it's a really, really good soap, and I highly recommend this because it's just like, it cleans it instantly, and it leaves your brushes smelling really, really good. But they do have a bigger size if you need a bigger size on their website, or you can get this at Target, and it's not expensive at all. It's about 15 bucks, and I think the bigger one is a little bit more than 15 bucks. I think it was like, I don't know, $30+ something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, this is a really good soap for cleaning out your makeup brushes, so I highly recommend this. The other two things that I want to talk about real quick is the Morphe M439 and the Beauty Blender. This didn't come out, I don't believe, in 2015, but I've always used this a lot 2015 because that's when I first got it, and I really, really love this just because it is perfect for any type of product that you're working with, for liquid, cream. It's just a really good product, and I just love blending out my concealer specifically with this. It's a really, really good product, and yeah, I just highly recommend this to anybody. I suggest that you have a beauty blender, even if it's not your main source of putting on foundation. It's really good for blending out a lot of stuff and like making it a lot easier for makeup application, so I highly recommend this. And then as far as the M439, this is a really good brush for foundation and creams, and just basically things that are kind of thick in consistency, just because it's really dense but it's very soft. So it gives you plenty of coverage depending on how you use it. I mean, it'll give you plenty of coverage whether you pat it on or you brush it in. It's a very good brush, and it's very cheap. And Morphe, like I said, is very amazing with pretty much any product. So this was my standout because I use this pretty much every time that I do. So the last thing that I want to talk about is this Bubblegum Lip Scrub by Lush. It's very, very good because I know a lot of us had very dry lips because of last year being that liquid lipsticks were the biggest trend and everybody wore them, but a lot of people always had a problem with exfoliating their lips or having their lips look really smooth after so much use of them. So this is honestly one of my favorite products because I really like the consistency. It's a little bit chunky, and it's like basically, it looks like pink sugar, if you can see that, and it smells exactly like bubblegum, and it's really, really good. Like, I usually use this maybe every now and then when my lips are very dry, but it's very good at exfoliating because it has that chunky kind of sugars in it, and you basically just put it on and then you rub it in for a bit and then you wipe it off with water, or you can eat it. You can actually eat this if you want to, and then put chapstick on immediately after and you'll be good to go. It's probably one of the most like staple products that I would have, just because if you're not even wearing a liquid lipstick, lipsticks can dry out your lips a lot, or even just the weather. So I highly recommend this, and it's one of the cheapest things at Lush. I believe this was $9 and they have other flavors as well. So I highly recommend this to a lot of people. It's really, really good, really cheap, and just like pretty much staple for your lip care. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. So yeah, this was all my 2015 favorites. I hope you guys enjoy. I am going to try to see if I can upload videos maybe twice a week, but don't quote me on that. I don't really have a schedule yet right now, so I'm going to see how it works. But I do hope that you enjoyed this video regardless, and when I do upload my next video, I hope you guys enjoy that one as well. And so yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say, and like, comment, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!